Hello everyone, today I'll take you on a tour of this 2023 Acura TLX and show you why it's one of the best compact sports sedans around. This Acura TLX is a wonderful choice for the compact luxury sedan market, and I highly recommend it if you want a nice sporty sedan that looks quite good as well. Thank you to Acura of Bellevue for providing me with this 2023 Acura TLX. They have all the latest Acura models, and if you're in the market for a new luxury car from Acura, check out Acura of Bellevue. So I'd like to start off with the infotainment system in the middle here, and let's go ahead and start with the navigation. So hitting this navigation button will take you to the navigation map, and as you can see here, we have a very nice map view. You can hit the plus icon to zoom in, the minus icon to zoom out. You can change the view via the compass here, a 3D, 2D kind of view. You can also hit this button here to change the different things you want shown, like buildings and landmarks, traffic, points of interest, etc. Hitting this back icon once again take you to the map, and you can also hit this menu button here to get a couple of different settings, like this, the view of the map, voice guidance volume, the preferences for your route, etc. So a very nice navigation view. I really like the way this looks. So the next thing I want to highlight here is the phone. So if you hit this phone here, you can see that'll take you to your Bluetooth telephone, and it'll check to see if a phone is connected, and if it is, it'll connect it to the device, and you can use the phone system to talk, well, use your car to talk rather than your smartphone. Let's go ahead and head to the FM radio here. So you can see this is obviously your stereo system. Very simple. You can see here, shows everything here. If I
still to come,
increase the volume, you can see the FM radio turns on. Very nice, easy to use radio. Hitting the home icon here, you can also head over to Bluetooth audio, and this will help you to use your phone to play music rather than having to use the car. And you also have Sirius XM radio, so this is a subscription-based radio service. And you also have system updates, as well as a couple of other settings like a Wi-Fi vehicle hotspot here, vehicle settings, AM radio, USB audio, etc. So quite a few available options as well. And you also have a list view of different apps that you can use as well. One final thing I want to mention is that this car does have CarPlay and Android Auto, and you can see it's currently unavailable because I haven't plugged my phone into the vehicle, but if I do, these features will be available, and you can use those instead of the system if that's what you'd like. So another feature that I want to talk about is the side panel. So this side panel is basically a secondary display. You can go ahead, swipe up and down here, and that'll allow you to look at different statistics. For example, the radio, you can go swipe down here, navigation map, swipe down one more time, and you have the clock. So a very nice, useful secondary display to display two things at once. Not all manufacturers offer that. It's nice to see that Acura does. So right below that infotainment system, you have a set of good old physical climate controls. So no, there are no climate controls in that infotainment system. Everything is below it, and I really like that. That means that I can, just use my climate control as normal. I can hit these buttons here to increase the temperature, AC, fan speed, recirculating air, all the default things that you have in an older car. And I really like that physical climate control kind of down there. So it just makes it better and easier to use. You do have ventilated and heated seats up front here. And you get an automatic climate control. And then right below these climate controls, we have the gear selector. So this uses Honda's button gear selector. It's a little bit convoluted, but at first glance, but as you go ahead and go practice with it, it's really not that bad actually. And I prefer it sometimes to the regular PR&D shifter because it's just so easy. Like I just hit this button, I hit this, and that just takes me wherever I want to go. It's not that hard. And it also saves up a little bit of space in the front as well. To the left, we have the engine's auto hold button and brake hold, which will allow you to just hit the brake once and it'll automatically hold it. This just gives you some airbag statistics. Below, we have the infotainment system controls that I talked about. You have your volume controls as well, your next track controls down here too. You have a nice pad here to use the infotainment system controls, cup holders, wireless charging, and if I open this up, you can see a little bit of central console storage with two USB Type A ports. So pretty nice center console, especially those physical climate controls. I think that itself is a huge benefit that you get with this kind of center stack design. Alright, so let's go ahead and talk about the gauge cluster in here. And as you can see, we have a pretty small gauge cluster. It's not a full screen. You can see we have two physical dials, like an older vehicle. I kind of like those physical dials. They look really good with the red accents and like the large red line at 7 and 8. Kind of a cool look. To use the center screen for the gauge cluster, though, you can go ahead and have this dial here, and you can go ahead and adjust this dial to different settings. So you can go up here. You have the warning here. You can go to trip computer. You look at your current speed, navigation, and it gives you some simple statistics. It's not a full display, but it does give you some statistics to look at when you're going. When you set at a navigation destination, for example, you can use this navigation page to see what's happening ahead of you. And it's very simple. You just have this dial and you just push it up or down, and it's actually quite helpful. So it's nice having a display there to give some additional statistics when you need it. Alright, so let's go ahead and hop into the back seat of the Acura TLX. So in here, there's a decent amount of space. Again, this isn't like a full-size or mid-size sedan like, say, BMW 5 Series. But for this is a compact sedan, and you can see for a compact sedan, there's a good amount of room. So I put this at a comfortable position. I'm 5'8", and as you can see, I have a good amount of legroom, as you can see. In terms of headroom, I have a plentiful amount of that as well. If you do the phone test, you can see a good amount of that. It's actually a pretty comfortable back seat here for a compact sedan. I think Acura has done a good job. In terms of backseat amenities, you can see we have a speaker here, and it's a generally nice door panel. Over here on the back of the front seats, you do have some pockets to store some items, and you do have air vents down here, which is nice to have. And also reading lamps up here as well. You can see I can hit those and turn those on and off. And then we also have a center armrest. So put this down. Pretty simple center armrest, 2 cup holders, a little bit of storage in there as well. So pretty normal stuff back here. Very nice, comfortable back seat. I will say that Acura has prioritized this back seat definitely more than like the amenities back here. And I actually kind of like that. It makes it more comfortable, and it was just nicer back here having a more comfortable seat rather than having like a bunch of items that no one's going to use. So personally, very nice comfortable back seat, simple, and it works. Alright, so let's go and hop into the cargo area back here. It's pretty simple. There's a couple of buttons under the wall plate, one in the front, and there's also one on the key fob. So if I just hold that, you can see it does open up completely. And in here, there is a good amount of room. As you can see, quite a bit of space back here. It's also really easy to fold down the back seat. So if I want to do that, there's this latch. I just pull it, and then from there, I can walk over to the vehicle and then plop it down like so. As you can see, it's down. The front seat is pretty far back, so I can't fully fold it down. But as you can see, it gives you a flat load floor to add in some extra items if that's what you need to do. So overall, again, a very simple cargo area, nothing really fancy back here. But again, good space, and you could store quite a bit of items back here. So I think, once again, an effective cargo area. Alright, so let's go ahead and talk about the exterior styling in here. And as you can see, it's a very nice look. So currently I'm in the front end, as you can see, and let's go talk about these headlights. So they are signature Acura headlights here. You can see we have these nice strips of LED lighting for the turn signals, and we do have these headlights here. I turned them on. It's probably because I closed the door that the lights aren't on. But if I open the door, as you can see, these lights should turn on, and they are on. As you can see, very nice, beautiful looking headlights. You have these kind of 4 crystals here. They look really good. They are LED, by the way, and they look really nice up front. Once again, these nice grill here, Acura logo, with again some radar on here to for adaptive cruise control. Around the side here, these wheels are really nice here. By the way, this particular model is an A-Spec model, meaning it has a little bit of extra performance styling upgrades. There isn't anything special in terms of the powertrain, but in terms of styling, you do get kind of that like sportier look, that in case you're into that. So these wheels are also part of that A-Spec package. You can see kind of like these dual 5-spoke wheels with gray coloring, as you can see. Very nice looking wheels. I think it does enhance that sportiness aspect. There's a couple of A-Spec badges too. Here's an A-Spec badge right there. As we head over to the back, Here's the tail light configuration back here. Again, you also have an A-Spec badge, and you can see again LED rear turn signal. You can see very nice LED turn signal look. You do have tail lights going all the way across, so pretty good look back here as well. On the side, again, TLX badge, and if you just look around the back, pretty simple and effective. You do have a nice black spoiler again to enhance that sporty aspect. So while I'm out here, another feature that I want to emphasize is the smart keyless entry. So this car does offer smart keyless entry, and it's pretty easy to use. Let me go ahead and lock this vehicle, and then we can talk about that. So when I lock the car, as you can see, currently it's locked because you just heard the noise and you saw me to it, so it's locked. And if I unlock the car, all I have to do is just put it behind the door handle. There's a touch sensitive pad, and then there I'm in. Also, by the way, you can lock the car using the smart keyless entry system too. Just hit that pad, and then that'll go ahead and lock up the vehicle. So very nice feature to have, smart keyless entry, a standard feature, and it's nice to see that this car has it too. More interesting note on the smart keyless entry is that the back doors have it too. Not many of these luxury sedans have that feature, but this one does. You do get smart keyless entry back here. You can see I can hit that panel to lock the car, or I can put it back here. There you go. You can see to unlock the car and get in. So it's nice to see that backseat passengers have that availability as well. I'd also like to talk a little bit about interior design in here. You can see a very nice, effective interior design. You can see some very nice door panels here. I personally like these seats quite a bit. Really beautiful looking seats, as you can see. They have these nice leather look with some Alcantara in the middle. See on the other side too, very nice look. Also really like the steering wheel. Again, you have some red accents on the steering wheel too, and an A-Spec badge to kind of indicate that as well. A very, very beautiful, nice look. Also, coming around in the middle here, you can see you have this very nice infotainment kind of center console kind of dashboard setup. Very, very cool here. Looking at the back seats, again, very nice, luxurious interior, and I really like it in here. So a miscellaneous thing that I want to mention, the window sticker and the key fob. So here we have this particular model's window sticker. So this car costs $50,195, and as you can see, it gets 24 miles per gallon, and it has some of the best safety ratings across the board. So some really, really good stuff. And there's a little bit of a markup here. We do have some anti-theft. We have a couple of other packages that are added on, and this MSRP is $51,812. I think it's really well worth it. A very nice car for the money, and it has quite a lot of features that I showed in the video. Just a beautiful, beautiful vehicle that has a lot going for it. Here's the vehicle key. You can see here, three simple, very Honda kind of key. You can see Acura logo on the back. We have the three buttons here, lock, unlock, trunk, as well as the hold. And as you can see here, a simple key that works, gets the job done, and it's quite nice, I think. Very effective, again, like I mentioned, it's simple and it works. Lastly, I'd like to go under the hood with the TLX, and in here, let's go ahead and pop open this hood. And under here, we have a 2-liter 4-cylinder that's turbocharged, and that produces 272 horsepower. The transmission mated to it is a 10-speed automatic. So in here, you can see we have this very nice look here. You can see we have the Acura logo. We do have a plastic engine cover, but it's still really exposed. I like that look. Again, exposed engines are kind of my thing. Looks beautiful in here. Really, really good looking engine, as you can see. Very nice. Also, a lot of power here too. It's a potent engine that can really power, all those like fun curvy drives that you're doing out on the back roads. Very nice, beautiful look in here. And so there you have it. That's the 2023 Acura TLX. This car is a wonderful vehicle, and I really like it. It has a lot of different features going for it. It has one of the best styling. I think this car is wonderfully designed on the outside. It has some good technology inside, has a lot of comfort, and it's just an overall well-rounded package. And I think it's a strong contender for one of the best sports sedans on the market. If you're in that market for a compact, luxurious sports sedan, I think the Acura TLX is a wonderful choice.